Nice.
Heard a cough and a cat.
And as always, Cheap Jokes always is in there with the behind the scenes talk when we have the splash screen opening up to either a cough or a fart or a cat or a noise or a... Anyway, how are you, Andrew?
I'm good. Just here to ruin the stream.
Good on you. Bilza, how's your thumbs after our epic Mario build?
Yeah, that was good. That was such a good set. If you haven't got it yet and you can still get it, get it.
Yes, definitely. For those that missed it, for those that are tuning in, it will be on. It'll be on Twitch, and it was on my YouTube channel as well. We built, as you see, I've still got it in my box. Bill's got it somewhere in his glass cabinety bits, and I'm sure that he'll show you all a little bit later. But let's get to why we chat on Mondays is, of course, to have guests. And I guess one dude that's been literally in the chat since back in the Lego Masters days and used to watch us way back then. So I reckon you'd be probably our first and most loyal supporter for the stream. But it is Paco, aka Aussie Brickster.
Hey, how are you?
Mate, we are good. Now, before we even talk, I'm just trying to comprehend what's in the background. It's a slight mix of sets.
Sets for the shop.
Which one?
A lot of sets for the shop.
Yeah. It's just that's crazy looking. It's
Hey.
damn. Who needs one when you buy 14?
Ah,
very cool. So, guys,
so
what's that?
I was gonna say, so you're in a shop. This is not your Lego room.
Oh, this is one of my Lego rooms.
Oh, right. Well, give us the tour.
In a sec. So the guys that don't know who Paco is or Aussie Brickster is, he runs a Bricklink shop.
Yep.
And I've seen that, Andrew. He runs a Bricklink shop, and what he's pretty much showing you now, what Bricklink is a website which pretty much is like, I guess, not so much eBay, but more of a shopping site or a store where you can buy any and all the Lego elements you can think of, dream of, didn't think it exists. So we'll make his screen a bit bigger. So as you look at Paco's screen now,
wow,
man, look at that. Well, that's better than the bloody Lego Masters brick pit.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So as you can see, it's an endless, amazing, awesome supply of just Lego and Lego on top of Lego on top of Lego.
Oh, wow.
Got to be there during stock take.
Oh, no, it takes too long. And this
Yeah.
is just my personal ones.
Your personal ones.
Yeah. So
Oh my
that's
God.
why workbench.
Man.
Yeah.
Even
Also,
just storage is an epic outlay.
yeah.
It's a very nice, neat storage setup, yeah.
Yeah. So
No, it is very cool. So what?
Very organized. Nice and clean as well.
so
So how long have you been doing it for?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
What made you get into actually, like, what made you kick it off?
I got having to buy overseas.
Oh, you got sick of buying over there, or you just bought for yourself? You mean?
No, when I was in Australia, because I come from Mexico and it was easy to get everything from the USA. And then I came to Australia and you couldn't buy anything. Like all the shops in here, they were all tiny or overpriced. So you had to go overseas and buy everything overseas. And I said, oh, how about if I just open mine? And I did. So, yeah.
And there you go.
So where are you sourcing a lot of your stuff from? A lot of the spare parts?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Target, Kmart, Independence, whoever has it and I want it, I get it.
Yeah, right. So are you buying sets and then just immediately parting them out?
Oh, it depends. Some, like for example, because there's a problem. When you own a Bricklink shop and you build, sometimes you need parts. They're from new sets. So I suddenly say, oh, you know what? I really want this part. It just came out. Go and buy a bunch of sets and just get that part from me. So
yeah, right.
So have you ever gone out to buy a set literally just to get one element?
Yeah, the treehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought 4 tree houses to get all the bright orange leaves when they weren't anywhere.
Yeah.
So I needed some, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, can you please get them? I really need a lot." I'm like, okay, I'll just go get them and just give them to them. And I have a lot of big clients that they say, "Oh, any chance you're doing this set? I really need just this part." And I'm like, "Well, how many you need?" I'm like, "Well, I need 10. I'm like, "How many come in the set?" 1. I'm like,
Whoa.
10? I'm like, "Oh yeah, go buy the 10s," and they're happy, so it's fine.
What?
Far out, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, who thinks like that? Yeah, I need one. So, like, imagine, for instance, you need the Technic Lamborghini because you want a lime green one Technic piece. I'll be like, Paco, man, I need 7 of them pieces. So I'll give you $7 for them 7 pieces, whatever. And by the way, you're selling the Lamborghini cheap now because you don't need it anymore.
Yeah, for a few clients,
do you have a part?
Yeah, so there's a few ones that they are really big, and like, for example, they are, "Oh, you know what? I'm about to finish this display. I really need this. Any chance you can help me with that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll go and sort it out." And
That's when the prices get jacked because you know it's urgent.
yeah, yeah. Well, that happened at in the Lego Masters in the first season. I get a message from Henry. I'm like, "Oh, I need these parts." I'm like, can you come and meet me at the airport? I'm like, yeah, I can come and meet you at the airport. Go to the airport, give him the parts. So
yeah, that's amazing. What was this stuff that he needed for the show, or was it like while they were filming?
Yeah,
Probably
half of it.
Wild West. Oh.
Half of his.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the after Wild West?
It was for the last one, for the final.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they needed a lot of little detailed pieces that they didn't have at the brick pit. So they tell me, can we get some of these? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I can drop it at the airport. That's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you find that like sales in general went up after the show on people get back into Lego after realizing it's okay for adults to still use Lego?
Well, I think it went up a little bit for a couple of weeks, and it went back to normal. And then what it did is a lot of my smaller clients that they used to build really small, they started to build a lot bigger. So that did change a lot.
Yep.
We got some new big clients that they just came out from nowhere. So that's as well. But in general, it spiked up, and then it just went back to normal. And then a few clients, they just kept growing and growing. So
yeah, right.
So let me just stop you there. Now, you said that about sets growing bigger and bigger. Now, one thing that I do have, I'm just about to screen share and show a couple of these photos, and I don't know if those in the chat will pick it up, but you have to check out something that Paco's built that he literally took to the next level. What is it? 4-1?
4-1, yeah.
All right, so my computer doesn't like me tonight, by the way.
Attention.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So for those that if you look at this photo kind of even on your screen, on your phone, wherever you guys are looking at it now, this looks like obviously the original castle that come out, I think, like, do you know what year did it come out, Paco? You would know.
69, something like that.
Okay, so very, very old.
Yeah.
So you look at that, and it's a castle sitting on a 32 by 32 base. And here I got another angle. Hopefully the computer doesn't take 47 years to open this one either, but I'm assuming it will. And I'll talk some crap in between. But yeah, going by the look of this one, you can see the detail, and there you go. And the way it looks, and you look at that bridge and you think, oh, there's 4 studs wide in that. It looks like it's going down by 8 studs wide until
I think there's a twist coming.
Until you look.
It came out.
Twist for me. Don't worry about that. It's even haunting me. There you go. So there's that bridge, and I'll zoom in.
And that's the door.
That's the door. That's the back
The
door.
door, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's the barn doors, which only
So
came in that set.
Yeah.
So, like, and you can see obviously the blocks underneath the glass there, the size of the scale of this thing, man. What makes you build something to that insane scale?
Hang on, I need a 20-cent piece next to it so I understand.
Well, let's see if we can zoom in on this one.
You can see his hand holding it.
So, I mean, the quality is obviously not too clear, but each stud, what you guys can obviously see down the bottom here, is a 2x2 round.
Yeah. So those that were lucky enough to go to this year would have seen it in person.
Right.
So this one, it builds out. So all the parts and actual parts. So what I do at the show is I get people to actually come and build in following the instructions.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've seen over here, 112,000 parts. Like, what the hell, man? Yeah. Like, I know you own a brick store and a Bricklink store and stuff, but come on, that's like, god damn.
No, that one took me about 5 years just sourcing bricks, because every time I went to buy a specific brick, I will buy all of it. And then was like, well, that was only 15,000 bricks. I'm like, yeah, that's nothing. I need more bricks. And because the yellow, it's a really bad color. Like, it changes over the years. So I was like, well, what's the most consistent one? And I said, well, I have to go for the old one, because the new one is really bright. It's really orangey sometimes. It's really bad. So I said, I have to go for the old ones. So I started buying from BILSY, from Tomte, from all the big German Bricklink sellers.
And it was what? So it's actually that noticeable that the yellow changes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see it. And sometimes I will be building a big brick, and also I said, no, this is the wrong color, going to the rubbish pile, change it for another one. And, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So is it still together, or has it been dismantled?
Well, it's dismantled, like I said, like I can just put it together again. So I just put
in chunky sizes.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a big yellow clear out sale afterwards?
Oh no, but I do have a lot of leftover because I changed a lot of the design while I was building it. So I was looking for this design, and then I said, no, you know what, this part doesn't work, and I had like 10,000 of that part, and I said, well, that goes into another bag, and like I don't want to use that bag anymore, and it's just there sitting full of yellow. Like I think I bought about 100 kilos of yellow, different parts, different plates, different stuff.
Holy crap!
And yeah, and then I was like, oh, I'm about to finish. I run out of yellow. I run out of very specific parts that I needed to finish. I'm like, oh, I have to order more. I was like, oh, how much more? And I started counting, and it was like another $1,000 just of parts that I was missing just to finish up.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
I think the most expensive part was every single part is plates on there and tiles at the top. So all the tiles at the top, I think that was the thing that cost me the most.
I mean, you're in your store at the moment. I expected to see a lot more yellow block bricks from the ones that weren't suitable.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. You got a lot of cheese slopes. You got 1,300 cheese slopes in here. So that's quite a collection.
No, it's the funny thing as well with yellow. It's Lego hasn't used a lot of yellow lately, and especially no yellow bricks. So it's only old stuff that you can get in quantity, and it just I say, oh well, just go for that.
So the other stuff that I've got photos here of, I want to show you guys as well. And obviously, you're a big fan of Breaking Bad.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So the first thing, and I saw this a little while ago. I can't remember where I've seen it. It might have been on Facebook or something. Was one that I thought was pretty cool. Let's share this screen. Was the I don't know what you'd call it. The van, the camper van.
The
traveling.
Yeah. The RV.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, the RV, yeah. Like, I thought this was cool, and then all of a sudden, you started, like, making, let's go back to your thing, like, you were making the labs, the rooms. I know I have nice photos here. Let me just turn that screen off. Just ignore me for 1 second. Here we go. So you got the courtroom. I mean, I got into the movie. I wasn't really like a massive fan, I guess. But were you the courtroom? This one. Here we go. I found it. I popped it up. Was this from Breaking Bad or actual Better Call Saul? Better Call Saul.
No, that's from Breaking Bad. So that's his little office.
Yeah.
So in Better Call Saul will be eventually the same office as this one, and in this one I had to go, and I think it had like the whole office has like 20 frames, like you can actually see everything, but it's only like 20 frames. So I had to go frame by frame, checking every detail on the office, and the Constitution that is at the back in that big panels at the back. That was what's the name? It's not in order. Like instead of writing it all in order, they put the 1 and 2 amendment in the back, and then the other ones that were in different order. And I couldn't figure it out why the words wouldn't match. And then I figured out as well they chop and change the paragraphs. So I had to go really close and just read everything and amend everything, and just horrible.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I was going to say. Like, I had to change screens because that computer's just going nuts. I had to fix it around. Obviously that's, you got the printed stuff there, and we've talked about the brickhead printed stuff that you get the collections of all the cool brickheads and stuff like that. So if you obviously can't find a part that's printed, or it's just way too expensive, you clearly get it printed, or you make it up, or you find a way to get what you need. So what about parts that you can't get? Is there still to this day any parts and pieces that, is kind of like, oh, I need it?
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, there's I'm missing one of the idea sets, the Hayabusa, the submarine.
Oh, yep.
And I'm missing the orange fin at the back. And it only came on that one. I can't find an orange one to make that one, and I'm not justifying I think last one I saw was $120 for one part.
Whoa. For one piece?
Yeah, for one part.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course. So, yeah, that's insane, man. For that one, like, how do you justify that?
Well, you justify it by thinking, well, if I buy the set is $100. I buy the part, it's $120, and the other parts are like $80. So the set cost me $200. That's how you justify it.
Yeah, okay.
So, but other than that, I think 3 years ago, Lego made a teaser for a little Creator, little fighter jet. And it had an orange fin, and everybody went crazy. And somebody said, no, that's not orange. It's bright light orange. And ended up being bright light orange, and we were all like, no, that can't happen. And yeah.
All this.
So that's still, out of all the stuff, you reckon that's still your one set, the piece that you really just couldn't get?
Yeah, that one I still have it. I think it's been on my wanted list for about 6 years, and it still has notifications for every time one pops up. It tells me, oh, this one popped up.
Good to hear.
Look,
yeah, wow. So, I guess on the flip side of the same sort of topic, what's been the set that's been the best parts wise to break down for you? Or even what are the better sets for you to break down? Okay, awesome. City helicopters are coming out. I know they're only $20 and they're going to make me 100, so to speak.
I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, it's what we call it. It doesn't work just like that, because let's say this set is worth, say, $40 in parts and it costs $15. Yep. But to make you the $40, you have to sell every single part.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people get in trouble, because they think that's the way that everything works. And it really depends on the size of your shop, whether you have more parts that they want, so that means that they grab more of the parts that you want. You end up with a lot of what we call waste parts. That is parts that they make some of the cost of the set, but at the end of the story, it just takes forever to sell, and eventually the price just plummets, and you are left up with whatever is left. So,
what would you say the kind of average purchase is over a week or a month or whatever, like average spend?
Depends if there are sales on.
Right.
Like, I think at the moment I'm spending on average, when there is no sales, I think last week I spent $3.
Oh no, I mean your customers. What are they spending through the store? Like,
on average, about $1,000 a day.
Oh right, no, yeah, man, per person.
Yeah, no,
sorry,
per person.
you answered way more personal than I was looking for.
Personal one, like for example, say today. Let me have a look.
Have you ever got an order that's come through and it's like, holy crap, you know, like blown you away?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
Really?
Suddenly,
Rick James topped up his brick wall.
Suddenly, I got an order. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good. You know, it said 2,000 pieces, 6 lots. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's a quick order. And I go and pack it, and it's $450. I like. It took me 5 minutes, and it was $450. I'm like, oh yeah, go out of the door and easy. Just that kind of order. You're like,
that's a good day.
Yeah, it's a good day. Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Yes, that's really good.
So
what's the most common part you have that you just can never get rid of? You reckon?
That I can never get rid of?
Never get rid of.
Tires.
Wheels.
Yeah. Okay.
I have about 25 drawers full of tires, different sizes and shapes and everything. They just don't sell. Like,
really,
people will buy the wheels, but they don't buy the tires to match the wheels. I don't understand why is that. So
too bad you can't go and melt rubber down and resell it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
What about your most common part? What's the most common part that people buy that you need to keep topping up?
Tiles.
Dark bluish bricks. So 1x2s, 2x2 dark bluish bricks. As soon as I put them in the shop, I think within the day or 2 days they're all gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
dark bluish bricks.
Yeah. So and it's just and they're not expensive or anything. I don't charge a fortune for them, but it just every time I put them on, they just disappear. So it's.
Do you have any parts in your inventory that you've had over the years, even now, that's like really, really high up there in cost because you know they're in demand, like your orange fin?
I do have, like, because as well, a lot of the stuff that I do, like when I build something that has red parts, I say, well, I'm a Bricklink shop, so I'll say I need this red part that it costs maybe $10-15 the part. And I said, well, I only need that part, and this person is selling 20 of them. So I just buy all of them, and I just use whatever I need, and I pop the rest on the shop. So I have a few of really, really rare parts that sometimes I forget that they're in my shop until somebody buys them. And it's like the other day, somebody bought one of the really long slopes, tan slopes. And I'm like, oh, this order seems like it was tiny. The order was like 3 different parts, and it was like $80. I'm like, why is it $80? And I suddenly look at the price of this part. I'm like, that's why it's $14 each of these ones. I'm like, yeah.
What?
So what? $14 each for a tan tile?
It's a tan slope about this long. It's a 1x12 slope.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It only came in one set in the Kingdom's. What's called the Kingdom? The mill where the goats are. Yeah. So there's this slope that it's hidden on the set, but that only came on that set. And
wow.
So it's $13-14. Yeah.
So I don't know how much of the Mario build you watched that me and Bill doing on the weekend, but every time that there was a snot piece or a funny shaped piece, I kept saying, Bill, look, new part, Bill, new element. Hey, Bill, look, new element. Do you actually know how many or what are the new elements in that? So we know that there's one really good one, but do you know, have you looked through it and seen ones that you've seen that you like that you're going to get on?
Yeah, most of the time, because I buy it by preference. Like I like the parts, so I buy them.
Yeah.
So most of the time it's like, oh, I really want this part, and I'm like, oh well, just buy this set. This set has heaps of them, and then I'm parting out the set, and I'm like, oh, and there's another nice part. I should put this aside and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't like. Sometimes I go to New Elementary to see what new parts are there, but not very. Yeah. Sometimes
so we noticed that there was a 2x4 double jumper.
Yeah, that's
and the other one was the 1x, I think 1x6, and then it had 2 Technic pings on it as well, which is on the, and it must be in there about 60 or 70 times because it's on the back of the scrolling storyboard.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that 2x4 jumper is going to be, fairly a wanted piece.
The thing about that one too, though, is it was only in there twice. There's 2 in the whole build, and they didn't need to be there. 2x2 jumpers together would have done the same job.
Yeah. They brought that part for the Minecraft sets. So that was last year, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's really cool," and then nobody found a way to use them because they're useless. I mean, they're really good to hold something together if you actually need to place something
and take it and place it. Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't see the use for that one.
Yeah.
But I think lately we've been getting a lot of really odd snot parts, like 2 corner snots, and they're really good. Like instead of snots all around, it's just on the corner, so one adjacent to each other. Have you seen that?
So I just brought it up on New Elementary, but I don't even think we picked up on this, Bill, that the 2x6 tile on the bottom of the handle.
Oh, really? That's nice.
2x6 on the controller.
On the bottom of the controller, yeah. 2x6 tile.
Oh yeah, it is too. Look.
In light bluish grey. Hold on, let's blow your screen up.
That's gonna be wanted.
And there's 4 of them on the controller.
You know what? You're right, Paco. Especially light bluish grey in a big tile like that. That's going to be a pumped part.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen the 6x6 tile.
Yep.
Have you seen it? Yep. Everybody complained that 6x6 tile went into matte. So it's not the same as all the tiles. All the tiles are shiny, and the 6x6 is matte. And everybody's like, why would you do it matte? And nobody understands why they're doing matte, because literally they're just placing them in the same place as a tile, and it's just everybody's like, that doesn't work for anything. So
and not only is it matte, but it also has the mold mark right in the middle of it from the molding process, and it just
all the brown ones, it
takes away.
No good.
The other new snot one that a lot of the Mario figures have come with is this one.
Yeah, that one is cool.
Yeah. Really useful if that had come out when like brickheads were around and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a cool new part as well.
Yeah, no, it's obviously, it's interesting. People like jump up and down and do go nuts for new elements and stuff, and they do pick and find. Like you said, you went and bought all them bright light orange plant bits from all your treehouse stuff. So, it's an interesting world, the Bricklink and the parting out and the reselling side of it. So it's definitely cool. But what are we at? Oh, we have a minute to go, mate. We gotta say all of our goodbyes and so let me just quickly screen share for a few seconds. People that are watching this, the link is obviously in the description. Let's go full screen for this. Go and check out Paco's Bricklink store. Even just go to Bricklink and search for Aussie Brickster. All of us have all bought stuff off him before. There's thousands, look at 8,600 pieces just there. When he ever pulls his castle apart, he's going to have 112,000, majority in old yellow. Old yellow.
If you want yellow.
Yeah. But if you go on our Instagram as well, we've tagged him tonight on our Instagram posts and all stuff like that. But Parko, thanks again for being guest number 10 on our show.
That's good. And it's a good number.
And I'm sure that we'll see you popping up and out and sneaking in the chat from here on. Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody else. And we'll see you on Wednesday, otherwise next Monday.